Scotch lovers. How you doing out there?
You know who we are? Scotch for Dummies.
We are indeed.
All four of us.
All dummies.
I like that shirt.
Right?
Yeah. That looks professional.
Tweet, tweet. Well,
We didn't get the memo,
professional as we get.
As
right?
we get.
So we got a special treat for us, and you get to watch us drink.
Amen.
Right?
I'm excited.
So
Take
I
it.
had to get on a email list and beg and plead, but we got us a bottle of Lagavulin 8-year 200th
Holy
anniversary
schmoly.
edition.
Whoop,
Right? So we're pretty excited about that. I got an email that said we were in, we got a bottle, and excitedly texted everybody, and
We jumped up and down.
we went
on a run.
drank in the
And-
streets.
yeah, it was
We
good.
pulled out our wallets, we threw out the cash, we did it
Which
all.
honestly, let's talk about that. 80
Actually,
bucks.
$80.
Pretty
80
cheap.
bucks.
So
if you can find one.
Well,
if you can find one,
Right, very
that's the thing.
limited.
If you can't find this, Lagavulin also did a 25-year 200th anniversary
You can probably find
Not
that.
so
for the reasonable price of $1,100.
yeah.
So do a review. We'd like to
Right.
watch it.
Absolutely, because we'll never touch that, right? So let's talk about what we got here. So Lagavulin been around for 200 years, right?
Obviously.
What?
Uh,
So they say.
Where are we located here?
On the island of.
Isla. And everything that we have seen
Not Isle.
has described this as
Isle.
smoky with smoky smoke. And
Smoke what?
Exactly. So we're
So it's
we're
kind,
talking
of, kind
about-
of in my wheelhouse, dude. Oh yeah, let's pour it.
So why the 8-year, right? Everybody knows Lagavulin 16 is
Started
kind of their wheelhouse. So 8-year in the 1880s, they were visited by Alfred Bernard, who was the writer of Whiskies of the United Kingdom, and he tried an 8-year-old Scotch while he was at the distillery and declared it exceptionally fine.
At 8 years?
Exceptional.
At 8 years, believe that, right?
Wow, that was good in 8
So
years.
we're gonna try it and see if we also declare it exceptionally fine. I will say none of us have tasted this. We opened it right before we started this. We did smell it.
Oh my
And
god.
it smells like angel's tears and smoky angel's tears. Right?
Burnt angel's tears.
Right. So we're kind of excited to get this going.
I'm ready to get close to it.
I'm not even gonna smell it.
So-
I'm gonna let it breathe for a
Sit-
minute because
sit
it
here.
kind of needs it.
So this
What
is
you got there, dude?
I wiped it off the side of the bottle. I just wanted to get.
depth,
It's.
the body,
it
it's
is-
all there.
We're not going to see this guy
Sweet
down.
smell.
He's going to be
I-
really
I-
excited.
So we have an epic picture.
Yeah.
You're both
It's hanging on the wall right now.
I mean, I want to eat this, not
Oh
drink
my
it.
God.
So-
You can chew this just from the smell
But-
alone.
I mean, it looks like
It looks like
straw colored.
right. There's no body. It's aged in used oak barrels, so they're not trying to take much out of the barrel. It's old oak, old
Yeah.
American oak. So,
But it's they're letting the whiskey kind of speak for itself.
but it may be that those are refilled with their previously emptied, so they've got that Lagavulin taste already in them, and it then infuses into these bottles. And
I just want to say I
So
love
this,
this distillery. I
yeah.
do, man.
I do too.
They do good stuff.
They
I
do
mean,
good
they
stuff.
could piss in a bottle. I'm gonna buy it. It's just good.
But don't.
but
I mean,
please don't do that.
I don't know.
Is it okay to say this? This is breakfast to me. I mean, I smell this. I'm like breakfast.
It's okay.
See,
Why is your
I-
wife not watching this?
See
Or
now.
your boss?
no, come on. No, I mean like just cooking breakfast. You get your bacon, you got your sausage, you
Well,
got your toast,
see,
you
that's
got
the
your
thing.
eggs, you got
If you're
just,
gonna have smoky Scotch for breakfast, I'm not here to judge you.
no judge.
But I will say that a lot of the smoky scotches are like barbecue sweet. This is I don't see this as being barbecue
No,
bacon
no,
sweet.
But there's smoke.
There's
What's
smoke
our,
in there. There's some
There's
sweetness.
a little
So-
charring.
So we
going
got
on.
a 48 ABV.
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna go
Okay,
hot.
so
so 96 proof.
But again,
Decent,
heat
decent
and
hot.
smoke go well.
Right.
But there's no alcohol
I
burning
get a
smell.
hint of that iodine sea spray.
Maybe a
smell,
little bit.
Just a little bit.
If you just take a sniff of it, it's really sweet and rich. But you stick your nose in and take a really good long whiff of it, it's a lot lighter than I thought.
But
You
it's
know what I
got a
mean?
lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
there's a
there's-
lot of
it's
complexity
different.
there on the nose. For 8-year-old Scotch,
I just want to smell it for like an hour.
This is butter. So let me tell you. Normally, when you put one of they say, "Oh yeah, if it's 12-year-old Scotch, let it soak in your mouth for 12 seconds." Usually, when I do that, my mouth is on fire. I let this in my mouth for 8 to 10 seconds. Just now, nothing. At 48% ABV, my mouth should be burning. The phenols and the peat in there balance so well with that high alcohol content that all you get is
Wow.
flavor.
It might
There's
just
no
be
burn.
you though.
You're not burning
It's
it?
not. No.
it's
You're not feeling
not
the
at
burn?
all.
It's
You shouldn't be.
it's
smooth.
delicious.
It just-
it's
Oh my
delicious.
So the alcohol is good because it adds that. It's a good solvent for that.
I have a feeling that this is just going to continue to get better.
I don't know.
Yes,
I
bread.
was
Give me
curious.
some good numbers.
As we sit here talking, getting bread and
That's
you
why I
know,
said toast. You get the bread and toast.
The toast. There you go.
You know what though? I mean, after it's all said and done,
But
my
it's-
tongue is numb from 48%.
A little
I
bit.
little
didn't, I
bit.
didn't get any of that when I was.
It
doesn't have
sat
that
in there
burn.
much. No,
But it's got the after effect.
right. There's a little bit
Yeah.
of numbness in there.
8 year.
What do you say,
It's an
Nick
8-year-old.
Offerman? Make me watch 50 minutes
So,
worth of a Christmas commercial.
Tell me you wouldn't drink this for 50
If I
minutes.
would
right?
drink it for
8
50.
years at $80. 80.
Yeah,
Right
so,
at $80.
and 48%. So if you wanted to snip back it down for value on how much alcohol you're getting,
You're
in,
not going to drink a whole lot of this. I mean, you're going to.
Yeah,
It's
this
gonna
is
take
a
a
simple
while.
scotch.
Right, there's a fireplace involved
Yeah,
here.
I mean this
Maybe
this
start-
might take me a whole
Maybe
night
45
to drink
minutes
this
worth of
bottle.
fireplace.
Okay, so what else are we getting besides smoking this? Because a lot of people don't like only smoke.
Well, it's creamy
No,
too, a little bit.
I get some earth. I get that Lagavulin peat in there that I wanted to taste. That I
It's not
You
pungent.
know,
it's
it's
not
funny
burning,
because
it's
it's
not
got
charcoal.
it's got
not
some
charcoal.
legs to it, but it doesn't feel like it in my mouth. You know what I mean?
It's sticking
It doesn't-
to money.
It doesn't have as much coating quality as I would think it would, but it's got nice sweet balancing out the smoke.
Yeah,
It's
so
light.
It's got a little bit of
It's a lot
spice on the
lighter.
back end. It's got smoke going everywhere, but it's not overpowering smoke. It's just it's like a garnish. You know what I mean? It's just a
Heavily
sprinkle
garnished, yeah.
just to kind of keep it all tied together.
well, I haven't put water on this yet. I really
I
don't
haven't
want
either.
to.
I don't want to
I want to
either.
take another
I-
sip. I don't want this review to go forever, but I want to enjoy this one more sip with neat, just to be fair with it. I mean,
So
I'm
let's
honestly,
quantify the smoke. So, a lot of smoke can either be a sweet smoke. There are some when they're really trying hard to be smoky, it becomes almost like charcoal. It's kind of that not good. I'm getting a kind of a. It's not a. It's like when you're at a fire pit and the smoke is blowing away from you, and you're using really good hardwood. It's kind of this rich, just smoke.
It's
not,
really not overpowering
No.
at all.
no, it's not. And I still get some
But it's
peat in there. I still
it's
smell the
weaved through
peat
the
that I
whole
want.
thing, and that was kind of the description that I read on the box was kind of
little
smoke
bit
on
of
the
brine.
nose, smoke on the taste, smoke on the finish.
You
But
brine.
But not
it's
punch
really
you in the
not-
nose smoke.
No. It's got sweet and it's
Well,
got.
if you're not used to smoky scotches, this will punch you in the nose.
well, maybe.
So fresh
if,
bourbon drinkers
if
are
you're
going-
not used to smoky scotches, you're probably not buying this bottle.
No.
Have you ever
Let's be
have
fair.
you ever sat around the fireplace in an evening, you come home, whatever, and the next day you get up, you go in the bathroom, you walk by your clothes hamper and the shirt you were wearing around the fire pit the next day, you can smell it. It's not overpowering. You can smell the smoke in it, but that's kind of the. I'm not saying it's what it smells like, but that's about the power of it to me. It's not overpowering at all. But I do
No.
smell peat. I do smell earth. I do smell richness.
I get more of the sea. I get some
You add a
some
little water and
iodine,
it really pulls the
seaweed.
sea out.
Did you put water on this already?
I put a little drop of water on it.
Not super briny, I wouldn't say, but it's got just that hint
Salt,
of like
yeah.
iodine sea spray in the back end. But the smoke just.
Is anybody getting any fruits or vanillas or anything
Oh,
like
I
that?
get lots of
There.
sweet vanilla. I get a little bit of like molassesy, kind of
Yep.
dark
Yeah.
sweet. You know what I mean? Burnt sweet. I
Burnt
guess
sweet, yeah.
But farther along than like a caramel, it's like a deep, rich flavor, which is crazy because this scotch is
Ooh.
like the lightest scotch ever, right?
The color, yeah. I mean, it's almost like they took nothing out of the barrel.
Right.
It's so light.
Which means it's all coming through from the
It's all the new
liquid,
make. It's all the new
right?
make.
Well, I wonder what kind of barrels they're putting it into. If they're putting
They
them in
refilled American oak.
American oak, so
So
they're
they-
not
they-
the big butts. They're not the big.
They're
the big boys.
and they're not new. They've been used
Right.
repeatedly. So
And you can tell by the color. I mean, it sat
Yeah.
in there 8 years and it really didn't pick much up.
yeah.
But I do get some of the vanilla. I get, that you would pull out of the oak. It's got a nice balance to it, really.
Hmm.
I mean, but I don't get that barbecue-y flavor
No.
like we do on some of them. The
sweetness
smoke's
is
there,
sickly, yeah.
Right.
but the sweet is there, but it's nicely balanced. It's not overdone. Everything about this scotch is nicely
I would
balanced.
love to taste their new make.
Right? Just like
Just
put your,
fresh,
put your mouth on
fresh
it.
out of the still and see what it
Take a
tastes
picture
like.
of
That would be awesome. All right, Mark. I think you're up.
Well, I just tried my. You go. I poured. I just put water and tried tasting
All right.
it.
So this is a Scotch that is in my wheelhouse. It's the kind of Scotch I like. It's a Scotch you can sip, and you can read a book, you can play on your phone, you can do whatever you want, and the flavor just hangs out. A glass of this could last you an hour because it is.
Not this group.
No,
Yeah.
no, because
Not
the
this
flavor
review.
is so good. I like the smell of it. The aroma is of the smoke. It is of some heavy, some fruits, but really a little bit of brine, a little bit of salt. The flavor, when you add water, I think it tones the smoke down a little bit, and it brings up the brine and iodine a little bit, which is also great. But I don't know if, and even the interesting thing about this is I'm getting a very similar flavor profile from the start through the finish, which is a little bit unusual. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe it's one-dimensional. Some people might call it one-dimensional, but it's a flavor I like so much. I'm having a hard time knocking it down.
It's the one dimension you
I don't
really
care.
like.
So you know,
Good,
$80 for an 8-year Scotch is high, but Lagavulin has a brand, and the brand is evident
Solid.
in this bottling. That
No.
is their brand, no
You
question.
pour me a glass of this, I know it's long.
Right, you're not going
Um,
to question it.
And I'll wonder why it's not a bigger
So
glass.
3 or 3.5 is where I'm running on this because it's a great bottle. It's a little pricey for an 8-year, but for a Lagavulin, it's a fairly good price. I'm gonna go 3.5.
What's the 16 run?
99 to 119.
So I'm gonna go
So-
3.5 on this, and it's high, but I'm sitting here trying to find out what I would knock it down for. And in my flavor profile, while it may be limited, this is almost a perfect bottle. So 3.5 stars for me for
Three and a
Lagavulin
half fingers. We don't use dang stars. How about
3.5
that?
fingers.
3.5
There you
fingers.
go. Drew,
You want me to go?
Be do be do.
it's your turn. I mean, you don't have to.
Well, I don't know if we're going to go back to Mark or
No.
not.
We'll get to him.
Fat and clean.
This is an awesome Scotch. It's great. I didn't expect anything less from Lagavulin, to be honest.
That's
I
true.
knew it was going
That's
to be
true.
good. I'll hit right to the point of price versus other things. I think from 8 to 16, you're talking what, $15, $20 more, maybe for right 30.
You're
20 to
talking
30.
20 to 30, 35.
Eight
You know,
more
it's-
years.
8 more years, and this is 16. That's good too.
It is
But
good.
I will say, from the nose to the palate, delicious. The nose is every bit of a Lagavulin to me. It's not. It's easy to smell. The alcohol's hardly there at all.
Yep.
You get some of the burnt stuff. You get some of the things we talked about earlier. But for me, the palate is amazing, and I will equate it to, like I said earlier, breakfast. It reminds me of burnt toast with some jam on it. I mean, the sweetness of it,
Yeah,
the
that's a
subtleness to it.
great image. Yeah.
And you get a little bit of burnt toast, just a little bit of burnt toast and bread together, and that's what it gets to me. And a little bit of smoke too on top of that. So the palate's great, and it's a nice, subtle, smooth finish. And it doesn't last forever, but it's nice. It's kind of like an even tilt down, right? In the
Right.
finish.
Yeah.
Delicious. Gosh, I'm not sure if I should give it a 3 or 3.5. I want to give it a 3.5. I'm going to give it a 3 because I think that it's worthy of a 3.5, but the price versus 16 is what I'm having a hard time with. So I'm going to go with a 3.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. I'll take this one. All right.
All right.
So I don't feel like I got cheated on this glass
No,
at all.
no.
Right?
I don't think you get cheated at all. If you did, I'll take it from you. I'll buy it right now.
no, we're
I'll
good.
give you $80.
So
I would too.
it's got that distinctive Lagavulin character about it.
Hell yeah, it does.
But you can tell that it's a younger Scotch, but it's still got depth of flavor and character about it, which is, to me, I love the Lag 16. It's
I do
a great
too.
Scotch.
God, do I.
So I was thinking Lagavulin 16 light, right? Like
Yeah.
little brother. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, little brother.
It's
it
not
is.
quite grown up yet, but it's got some of the characteristics, right?
It's gonna be a badass.
But
It's gonna be badass.
but this
It's
is
a
like
contender.
the little brother that
Mhm.
grew up early. I guess I don't know.
Well, Mike,
It's got a nice balance to it.
Yep.
They did an excellent job balancing flavor.
Yeah.
It's got the smoke and the sweet, the flavor profile. Andrew, you said it. It carries through the whole thing.
Yep.
The nose isn't too heavy. The alcohol doesn't overpower.
I never really had alcohol in it.
Everything about
No.
the Scotch is a quality Scotch. The only thing I'm going to ding it for is its limited availability. You know, it's
That's true.
not
Good
going to be a
point.
Scotch that you're going to be able to. I mean, even if we wanted to go buy another bottle, we can't find
We're
one.
not getting it.
That's a good point.
So you know, but I
Good
guess
point.
that's the fun part about the limited availability of some of this stuff.
They
You
do it on
know,
purpose.
I mean, you
Yeah.
get it, and it's
That's
just
marketing.
one of those things. You're gonna drink it, and it's gone, and you'll remember it, but you can't get it.
That's why we record them.
Well,
exactly.
keep this box.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But you know, once we drink this, which you know, I mean, what tomorrow?
Yeah, tonight maybe. Call off.
It'll just be gone. So that's the only thing I've really got a problem with this
Okay.
glass.
So yeah.
So I'm again waffling between a 3 and a 3.5. You know, $80. I'm going to give it a 3 just because
That's
of the
fair.
limited availability. But it's, I really, if you could just go down the street and buy it for $80 every day, it'd probably be a 3.5. It's
Yeah,
it's
fair
a
enough.
good quality Scotch.
So
What
the
you got?
problem with going last is you sound like a broken recorder. I listen to these guys.
Give it
struggle
a
with these
2.
numbers,
Go
and
ahead.
there's no
It's
way.
still
I'm
in
giving
It's
it
too
a two.
expensive. I would never pay $80 for an
There's no way I'm
8-year-old
giving it a
Scotch.
2. I'll start with saying I absolutely love Lagavulin. I mean, the
He
16 is one of my favorite scotches.
And we're not sponsored by them.
No, I mean,
This is
honestly,
weird.
they
We're not
just
sponsored
put-
by
we're buying
anybody
all
but
this
us.
stuff.
I wish we were sponsored. Hell.
they put together a great product. They really do. So coming into this, I gotta tell you, we opened it up before the review and we popped that cork and we all took a sniff. And smelling it in the bottle, I was just like, oh my god, am I in for a treat? There's cake batter. This is rich. This might contend. Poured it. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in any way. I don't think it smells as delicious in the glass as it did in the bottle, but then fair enough, it's going to open
High
up a little bit.
expectations.
Right. I think it was better neat, even though at a 48%, it probably should be able to hold some water. Honestly,
I think it's too.
I took a sip of it and I didn't get any of that brininess until about there on the review. You were done, getting ready to go to you, and I hadn't had a sip in maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and all of a sudden I just get this salty flavor in the back of my mouth. I was like, well, no kidding, there's that brine.
There it is.
I think it's been there the entire time.
You
though,
gotta
so-
taste
I
it
haven't picked it up.
slowly.
Right. So I did like it neat better. It's delicious. I've been struggling between a 3 and a 3.5. I'm gonna go 3. It's just it doesn't step up to the 16 to me. I absolutely love the 16. The 16 just seems like it's deeper for
It's
me.
$30 less.
I know it's $30 less, and the 16's 8 years older, so $30 for 8 years is pretty comparable for me.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Get it if you can get it. I say get it because this
You've
is a
gotta
limited
do it.
edition. You got to get your hands on one of these for $80. I think it's well worth the price. I'd pay $80 for this one, and it's open. I absolutely am glad.
Sold.
I mean, seriously, he's sold because he knows he's going to drink it with me. But honestly, a 3, and that has struggled through a 3.5 through listening to you guys' reviews. Honestly,
So
it's-
3 1/4. It's a
yeah.
good number. It's a good bottle of Scotch. 3 1/4 from.
How you getting 3 1/4?
3,
3, 3.5. He did 3.5.
Right, so 3, 3,
No, that's not
3,
3
3,
1/4.
5.
I got you got 3 and a 5.
This guy's an engineer. I just want. Cheers, guys.
3.125.
8, limited edition, anniversary 200 years.
Delicious.
Thank you, Lagavulin.
Get some breakfast.
Love it.